Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas history roundup for July 1st. In 1844, Prince Karl of Solms-Braunfels, the first Commissioner General of the Adelsverein, arrived in Galveston. He purchased land on Matagorda Bay for a port of arrival named Karlshafen, or later Indianola, traveled extensively in Texas, and subsequently advised the Adelsverein to buy specific tracts of land. The first German settlers arrived at Indianola in December 1844, but did not reach their settlements, New Braunfels, until March 21st, 1845. In 1885, the first herd of 2,500 cattle arrived from Fort Concho at Buffalo Springs to stock the XIT Ranch. The XIT had come about in 1879 when the Texas legislature bartered 3 million acres of panhandle land to finance a new capital. Investors, largely from England, provided about $5 million to develop the tract, and it became the world's largest fenced ranch. By November 1886, it boasted about 110,000 head of cattle, and thereafter averaged about 150,000. Starting in the late 1890s, pieces of the ranch were offered for sale, with the last parcel sold in 1963. In 1918, Emma D. Bannister was appointed sheriff of Coleman County when her husband, Sheriff John Bannister, died, making her the first woman to hold that office in Texas. She was born in Forney in 1871 and had married Bannister in 1894. He was a former Texas Ranger and special agent of the U.S. Treasury Department. Emma had served as his office deputy. She declined to have her name on the ballot in November for a full term and moved back with her family to their farm in Santa Ana. Emma died in Brownwood on June 4th, 1956, and was buried in Santa Ana. In 1925, the federal government assumed control of all helium production in the nation, as helium was used in observation balloons and airships. A new major source of helium was the Cliffside Field in Potter County near Amarillo, and in 1929 the government completed the construction of a helium extraction plant near there. For years, the Cliffside plant was the world's only operating helium extraction plant. In 1931, aviator Wiley Post and his navigator Harold C. Gatty landed in New York, ending their record-setting flight around the world. The trip began in New York on June 23rd and took 8 days and just under 16 hours. Post became one of the best-known flyers in the world because of his flight, and a later solo flight in 1933. In addition to these record-setting efforts, he was also known for his research in high-altitude flight and for the development of an early pressure suit. Post was born near Grand Saline in Van Zandt County in 1898, and he and Will Rogers died in a plane crash in Alaska on August 15, 1935. In 1951, James A. Pete Runnels debuted with the Washington Senators. In 14 years in the majors, he won 2 AL batting crowns, hitting .320 in 1960 and .326 in 1962, and was runner-up to Ted Williams in 1958. Reynolds compiled a lifetime batting average of .291 and hit over .300 for 5 consecutive seasons. He ended his career with the Houston Colts, Colt 45s, and Reynolds was a member of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, was born in Lufkin in 1928 and died in Pasadena in 1991. And that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for July 1st. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.